On this episode of Lapeef, Let's Talk.
Well, none of that. So it had no bearing on it whatsoever at all.
Yeah. Well,
All right.
it has a bearing on me. Look at that family.
Gotcha.
Yep.
All I was gonna say was that, like, if his mom doesn't like you or is being a, whatever, I think it's his responsibility to do something about that. I'm not about to do anything. Like, you need to go and check your mom, and she don't have to like me, but she need to be cordial. She need to be civil. She need to be a loving grandparent. She need, you know what I'm saying? And like, you need to deal with that.
Wait, hold on.
That's his responsibility.
Have you dealt with a mother that didn't like you and you told a man he had to check his mom? Kayla. No. All right,
but I'm saying, like, if that's the situation, then I think that that's what that man should do. I think he should manage his mother and require his mother to respect his wife.
Man's mother. It's a different conversation.
Well, I can speak on that. It was
completely
from
different.
my perspective. Sorry.
Go ahead, Q. I'm sorry.
Sorry, I think my thing is lagging. But from my perspective, the mothers I met, it's usually the mom asking me questions, not the dad. Like, I felt more, honestly, I would feel more comfortable of the mom grilling me than the dad, honestly. Because it's a woman thing. I don't want to come off too friendly to the dad so quick like that. So it's usually been the mom that was asking me questions. Oh, do you have kids? No. What type of job do you have? What do you like to do for fun? Like, those type of questions. Like,
yeah,
is she just making conversation because women are more talkative, or is she really grilling you?
Nah, she really grilling. We know because we know how to grill. As women, we know how to grill, so we know when we're being grilled from a mom's perspective. But no, it's usually the mom that usually was asking questions.
Go ahead, Kayla. Same question. I know you haven't answered yet, but you can go ahead and make your point and answer the question. Yeah.
I was going to say the same thing. In my experience, it's more of the mother. They're not really asking me like, oh, what do you do? And they know all these things by the time they meet me. They know what I do. They know, the basics about me. So they're usually asking me like more detailed, feminine kind of questions. You know what I mean? About like the kind of woman I am, like woman to woman, at least in my experience. And the dad is a little more just kind of chilling. So I think when it comes to a woman meeting, it's different, regardless if she's single or married and have a husband. I just think that women think that they know other women. You know what I'm saying? So from the mother's perspective, she's like, okay, let me talk to her. I'll be able to see things that maybe men can't always see or whatever. So, the one thing I will say, it's something that Logic said about like men don't care what their sons do. I don't know about that because that is not the case in my family. My dad, every girl my dad brings home, every girl my brother brings home, my dad is like, nope, she ain't the one. And it's like, that's it. He'll maybe ask him like, why is she different? And then my brother will give him all these examples, and my dad is like, that doesn't make her different. You'll meet someone in the future that can easily do that, that can easily do that, that can easily do that. Why is she the one? My dad is very critical with both of us. So I don't know, Logic. I have to push back on that part. But then for the question, and this lady, that is very weird. That I don't know who this lady is. It's very weird. It's creepy, low key, and very toxic. I send prayer to that lady because there's something wrong. But I do think that when she first started talking, I was listening and I was like, okay, because I do agree with the part in terms of don't trust a man's mother when you first meet her. If you meet her early and casually, right? Like you come by for the barbecue and it's super early. Maybe you've only been dating him for like a month or something. What in terms of where I thought she was going in terms of the trust is that just because you meet a man's mom doesn't mean he thinks that you're the one. That's where I thought she was going because that's true. A guy can bring you to the cookout next weekend, bring another girl next weekend, bring another girl. So where I thought she was going is like, don't think that meeting a guy's mom means something because for all men, it doesn't. They introduce everyone, to their mother, like regardless. So that's where I thought she was going. But then she jumped off a cliff And I don't know. I don't know. I can't even speak.
Yes, sir.
That. But yeah.
Interesting. Final points on this. Final points on this, y'all. Y'all good?
Yeah. I agree. Oh, go ahead.
You got something over there with some lemon pepper?
I'm curious for the women, because I've heard them give responses of like with the fathers being involved. So you've never dated a man who was, raised by his mother?
No, they
Like the
all
women on the
had
panel.
two-parent households.
Y'all only
No.
date men in 2-parent households. Okay.
No,
No, that's not. Go ahead, Kayla. I'll go after you.
No, I was gonna say my ex, his parents are both remarried. So I went to 2 different houses with 2 different
families.
People.
Families.
So yeah, but they, they weren't together. They haven't been together since he was very young, but they've both been remarried long time. So that's my experience.
Yeah, but I'm just asking because similar to Court, I'm familiar with this lady's talking points, and similar to what Court was saying when she was adding the context, which was really she was kind of projecting. It was more or less from the line because you never will hear her talk about a dad that she met. She only talks about her interactions with the mother. So I was just curious of you all, as you were giving your perspectives and sharing your perspectives, ladies. Have you never been in a conversation with your significant other's mother and there's no father involved? There's no father that's just saying, "Oh yeah, she look good, son. Yeah, she good. Okay, go ahead." No, I'm saying you dealing with the mother. He's a son husband, right? So that's my question. That's what I'm asking. And if you haven't, that's cool. I get it.
Yeah.
Curious.
Well, I can speak on that because I've dated someone that was the mother treated him like a husband and very overbearing. And I think it is important because I know Anton, you said you've never heard this, but when you're dating someone, their family matters. Their relationship with the mother matters. So I would definitely suggest while dating, and if it's dating for marriage, you're not only marrying that person, you're going to be marrying that family. And if you want to be around that mother-in-law, or that dad or something, that's something to think about. And families break up relationships. So it is something, and it's important. You're marrying into that family. And if you're not getting along with the mother, that can cause havoc in your relationship.
Has no bearing.
It can, but I think it's that man's
matters is what my interaction is with my future wife is.
Well,
at all.
It had a bearing on mine.
Wait.
I was just gonna say it's that man's.
Wait. Hold on, real quick, Kayla. I'm sorry. Just 1 second. Anton, because you often speak about your relationship with Rita, and you tell us the story, and it's magical, and how she called the house, and your mom's gave you hey, this girl called, and you don't. I think if I remember the story correctly, you were surprised that she even passed the number off or passed the message off to you. So you're saying in context, you didn't take your mother's assessment of Rita into context or into consideration at all?
No.
Interesting. Okay.
At all, because I wasn't even looking to get married. She was just.
I got that part.
Literally, it was just like, yo,
Right,
that's
I remember
the
that part. I remember that part.
You know what I'm saying? We was just. It wasn't no dating, wasn't no courting, well, none of that. So it had no bearing on it whatsoever at all.
Yeah. Well, it has a bearing on me. Look at that family.
Gotcha.
Yep.
All I was gonna say was that if his mom doesn't like you or is being whatever, I think it's his responsibility to do something about that. I'm not about to do anything. You need to go and check your mom, and she don't have to like me, but she need to be cordial. She need to be civil. She need to be a loving grandparent. She need, you know what I'm saying? And you need to deal with that.
Wait, hold on.
That's his responsibility.
Have you dealt with a mother that didn't like you and you told a man he had to check his mom? No. All right,
but I'm saying if that's the situation, then I think that's what that man should do. I think he should manage his mother and require his mother to respect his wife.